Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kerbal Space Program, probably one of my most favorite games that I recently discovered. It's one of the most realistic games as well. It involves a lot of math or just sheer dumb luck. So we're going to go ahead and go to let's see, we're going to go to Start New. I'm going to go to the sandbox. Probably not career. I tried this before. And it's rather difficult, to be honest. And not even that, but it even says that it's still under development. So we're going to go with sandbox. And we're going to have a flag of... Let's just do NASA. Let's hit start. Let's jump right into it. And this is the Kerbal Space Program, as you can see. So we need to go to start. Okay. These are our astronauts. And so far we are good with Jebediah, Bill, and Bob. Let's go ahead and head over to the main hangar for rockets. Now every rocket needs the basic principles of a cockpit. And we are going to go with I think our first mission will be to just get into space. Alright, so there's our command pod. And now we need to create I say I've never used this many pieces before. It's always been so limited. Okay, we need to find okay, is that structural? We need we don't really need science as of the moment, but we do need propulsion, and propulsion, the first thing we're going to need is an RCS tank, which is basically your rockets for small boosts, and which is extremely important in space when you don't want to thrust the completely opposite direction and go off course, because that actually does matter during that. Alright, so here we go, we want that underneath. We want this on top. We want to do 3 of these. Alright, let's get some fuel. We want RCS fuel, which is the first and most important thing. There it is, RCS fuel tank. Yeah, that's not big enough. No. This should be, there we go. Alright, so there is our basic pod, and what I'll end up doing is at the bottom of this I will put a small booster pack. That's a rather large booster pack. Still small. There we go. Now we need a motor. Small. gigantic. Okay. Where are they good? That might work. Yeah, that's gonna work. Now we need a decoupler, and those would be under the structural. That way, because we want to be able to detach. Nope, it's too small. Too small. There we go. Ooh. Let's bring this up and add a parachute for utilities, because we want to make sure that we can return this back. So one parachute, and I'll get two more for the sides, wherever those are at. There, side mounted parachutes. And I accidentally just discarded it. So let's grab it. Come on. No, come. There we go. Let's add it. Not at a. Let's do a pivot. Right there. Okay, so that's our basic rocket. And I'm going to go ahead and add the main propulsion. The one that's going to get us into an orbit almost. Nope, that's too small. Too small. Probably about one more can should do it. No. No. Where is the engine then, if that's not it? Because that's side engine, atomic engine, liquid engine. Oh, okay, it looks like a rather smaller engine. I think this is going to fail miserably, but it's worth a shot. So we will do a tri-rocket, tri-decoupler. And we will need some more thrust to just get out of the atmosphere, and we'll use the iconic orange canister as solid fuel. Put some aerodynamic cones on top that are way too small. There we go, that's better. Let's add some, not those, what are those? Advanced canard. Let's use a delta wing. On the 3 of those, let's also add some more structural stuff so it does not wobble while we're trying to launch. It gets to be a pain. So let's add 1 and 2. We also need the actual thrust engine there at the bottom. Goodness. Let's also add 2 more structural beam. Oh. Nope. No, 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 no. What do you think you're doing? I don't know what just happened. Okay, well, I'm going to leave that on there, because I do not think it's coming off, to be honest. Alright, so now that that part is built, we can go ahead and add the last little bits, which are the structural beams. No, that's not it. There. Just throw on about 3 of these. 3 is always a good number when flying, I guess. So first what's going to happen is we're going to have this launch. We're going to have this and those two. Then we'll have them decouple. That'll launch, decouple. This will need to go here. At the same time as the engines go. Then it'll decouple, engines, decouple. We need one more for the rocket with parachutes at different times. Alright. This, let's go ahead and name it. This is going to be the let's call this orbiter. Now, let's do it orbiter. Mark 1. Let's launch. All right. We have 3 astronauts in. And thanks to the 3 astronauts, we should be a little bit more stable when it comes to the launch. Let's go ahead and increase our throttle to maximum, and we have liftoff. Going at a very slow pace as of right now. Getting a lot of G's, not too bad. Oh, the engines are going to overheat here. Our fuel's doing okay, our liquid fuel and our oxidizer, but it is going to overheat, and that could be a major problem. We're either going to have to push it till it explodes, or we're going to have to drop them and not even make it to space. We're only 17,000 feet in the air, not even past airplane height. Once we hit about, I'd say 30,000, 40,000 feet, we could start our pivot. Take a look at our orbital track already. This is the apode, which needs to be expanded a heck of a lot more. We are going to shift now. And turn and face a 90-degree, 45-degree angle. SAS and RCS is now on, which will prevent spinning and unnecessary fluctuations in the path. Our orbit is going just fine. Look at that. We are ready to almost break off. As long as we maintain speed here, we should be fine. Continue onward, and we have complete separation. Although it looks like our speed is dropping very slightly, it is, in fact. Let's roll back around and give it a 100% lift off the Earth, with this probably the worst thing I can do right now, but we need to go this way more. So let's actually add a maneuver, which will, and we'll do Z, no, we're going to go ahead and drop the engines down to 0. And we're going to maneuver right into the spot where the blue is on the sphere there, the horizon. We've got 7 seconds to make it there. RCS, TS, and full speed. And I may not be able to get it there. Let's go ahead and cancel out of our maneuver and just hope that it expands ever so slightly. I believe we might be able to achieve it. Maybe. Is it gonna happen? How's our fuel looking? Rather low. We're probably almost, yeah, almost getting close to destaging. It looks like we're gonna be able to create a orbit. Would you look at that? There we go. First time around, we're able to create an orbit. And now it's going to slingshot out. We'll cut the fuel, drop it, and we will change more of the maneuvers so we can have an actual orbit. Let's bring it in closer here. Okay. We are good. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in space. As you can see there, we'll rotate around. Stop spinning, stop it. We'll turn to the other direction. And we are good. We'll go ahead and speed up time here because we need about 4 minutes in actual time if we did not. And see, that's what's also included within math, is you can play at a normal speed if you're that competitive, but I'm not. Alright, so we need to achieve a burn of 8 seconds is what it looks like, which is quite simple, and then we'll have an orbit. Ladies and gentlemen, our first orbit. Well, thank you for joining me today. Oh, what's that? Orbiter mark. Oh, the debris. Ah, so now they're stuck in orbit forever. Well then. Thank you for joining me today. And next time we will plan on landing this baby on Earth successfully. Say goodbye.